YouTube, which is expanding its initiatives to combat the use of ad blockers on its platform. It launched a global campaign to encourage users to either enable ads or subscribe to its premium plan. And consequently, people who are not disabling ad blockers on the platform are getting video playback ban warnings. Kartik, break this down for us. How does this work? How do you block the ad blockers, and what does it mean for us as the viewers?
So Krishna, I mean, if you remember back in the day, Internet Explorer when we would use, or even the Chrome browser that we use, every time there is something which is trying to pop open as an advertisement, there's something called a pop blocker.
Pop-up blocker.
Pop-up blocker. So a pop-up blocker basically blocks your pop-up ads, and pop-up ads were a great source of revenue for, because that was the most creative, most innovative way of serving ads by Internet Explorer. And that sort of, became, pop-up blocker became something which could allow users to prevent those ads from showing up. So to keep your user experience seamless, and the fact that, you don't want to get distracted, search for a cross button, close it, etc. So pop-up blockers was a great way to do that. Cut to 2022, 2023, you also have, because YouTube consumption is so high and the number of user-generated videos out there, professionally generated videos out there, and the number of people actually out there watching YouTube, it's a huge number, 2.7 billion people, 2.7 billion people, which is almost twice of India's population. That is the kind of audience that YouTube commands. So obviously, no surprise, ad revenue is a great source of revenue for YouTube. So $29 billion is what YouTube has earned as revenue in Q3 on account of ads. Now, compared to this, the premium subscription is a much smaller business. So YouTube obviously cannot afford to compromise on its ad revenue. Now, what happens is, if you have a technology like an ad blocker, the algorithm which you've installed on your browser will understand that there is an ad which is playing and is going to confuse the Google, the YouTube algorithm, and maybe make you look like a premium subscriber and get that ad off your player even before it starts playing. So as a viewer, as a user of YouTube, you continue to get that seamless experience that a paid premium subscriber of YouTube gets, except that you've not paid for the premium subscription plan, which makes your experience ad-free. So YouTube is now going heavily against these ad blockers and is issuing warnings, like we saw on a visual on a screen some time back. There are warnings that it violates Google's policy to enable any sort of ad blocker. And if you really don't want to see ads, go ahead, buy the premium pack. So I think YouTube, very clearly, Google, parent company Alphabet, really making sure that its ad revenue is well protected, and at the same time nudging people that perhaps if you don't want an ad interrupted experience, go ahead and buy the premium subscription.
I got my premium subscription a while ago. Let's face it, YouTube has become a lifeline to us in terms of everything, entertainment and information. It's the perfect infotainment platform. But then again, as technology evolves, as advertising evolves, the daggers in the way also evolve as well. But the one thing I want to ask you is that, but tell us going forward, psychologically speaking, all of us want to avoid all kinds of ads at the least amount of cost possible. Now, do you see YouTube Premium getting larger traction simply because people don't want to watch ads? Because we're talking at a time where OTT platforms are giving things for free with ads, and people are preferring to take things free with ads rather than go for premium payment subscriptions.
You're right, Krishna. I think this is still an evolving landscape, and just to put it in perspective, since we're talking OTT versus YouTube also being an OTT of sorts, but but YouTube's ad revenue alone is shoring up much closer to Netflix overall revenue.
Okay.
So just ad revenue from YouTube is almost equal to the total revenue that Netflix earns. Now, your specific question about whether users are going to continue to subscribe or not, I think Netflix has been fairly successful in its crackdown on sharing passwords. If there are more and more people migrating towards YouTube's premium ad-free service, we will see more password sharing. We will see people trying to circumvent that, and we will see YouTube also going heavily against those who are sharing their password.
Clearly, because Netflix has shown the way. Apparently, Disney Hotstar wants to follow suit as well. So why not YouTube?